How to practice for the GRE. First, you need to buy a book. This is a book I recommend. It's by Kaplan. It's the GRE Premier 2014. It has several online tests and things that you can do with a CD. So it's a lot easier to use at home or in a computer when you're on campus, or a laptop, or if you're borrowing a friend's computer, or whatever the case may be. So once I got this book, I realized that there are basically 3 sections of the test. The writing section you can't do much about to prep with, except for being able to know your punctuations and spelling errors and being able to correct them yourself without any guidance or help. That can be difficult. So what I do is I took a test, and when I took it, I wrote basically if it needed a page of information, it gave me an hour to write it. If I wasn't done by 30 minutes, then I would stop, reread it, and edit it after the 30-minute mark. That way, at least, I could correct any changes that I had, and if I used one word too many times, I would be able to correct that. Once I open this book, it comes with this little card thing that gives you little reminders. And in the back of the book, there's a CD that you can take anywhere. That's a DVD as well. If, like me, you have issues with math as your main subject of issues, then you're going to want to go to the back of the book usually. This happens to be Appendix D, page 553, and this is just the intro to it. But as you can see, it gives you the various formulas and the various items that you need to know in order to take your test. Now, when you're taking a test, they do not give you the formulas in most situations. Because of that, what I have done is I have taken some of the questions that are in this book as a study guide and looked at them as possible things for flashcards to use. So this way I can test myself without any help from somebody else. Now some of these answers, as you can see, are fairly simple, and I have like this one, the 2L plus W plus P memorized. But when you're looking at the question itself, this can throw me off. That's why I wrote it like this, because this is how it's going to be on the test. So when I have the when I see that, then I know that this is what it is. For the verbal reasoning part of the test, that was the hardest part that I got the lowest grade on. This I thought was going to be fairly easy, because like most of the reading tests, all you have to do is take it, read it, and then go back and reread it again. But that's not the case with these tests. Because of the way the questions are worded, they tend to not reword the answer. What they tend to do is they make you hypothesize on the possible answers in most of the cases. Like, which section is not included, which section is the one that, converts into it. So what they've done is they've taken the vocabulary, like these, and they put them into the stories or the scenarios that they give you. And if you don't catch this, and when you're reading that, then what's going to end up happening is you're not going to get the answer to the question, because this is not going to be in the answer. The answer of what it means is going to be in the answer, which is going to be in part of the question. It's going to be like dried up, withered. So that means that it's going to be something along the terms of it's something that's withered and dried up. And that's just an example of it. But you've got to know your vocabulary. The vocabulary was the most extensive part of the work that I did for creating the cards. As you can see here, there's over 500. And this helped significantly. I spent most of my time on this part, because with the math part, you can pretty much guess, because it is multiple choice. And it is easier to at least guess with the math problem than it is with the reading problem. So my best bet to you and advice to you is to tell you to read the book. Once you get the book, read the book. If you don't make the flashcards, fine. You'll be able to take the test and do fairly okay with it. But if you read the book and you study it, and you take the online or the DVD test multiple times, it will prepare you better for time management and taking of the actual exam. Because once you're sitting in that room for 4 to 6 hours, depending on how long you take, which I ended up using almost all 6 hours, then what ends up happening is you get fatigue. So my suggestion is to start off slow, take one test at a time until you get to the hang of it, and then literally sit down and just pump it out in one day. Don't be getting up for potty breaks. Don't be getting up for snacks. Just be pumping it out and go through every single test that they have in your exam for a practice test. Even if you know the answers and you've done it 10 times already, that's fine. It's a matter of you being able to sit there for that long amount of time and being able to actually take the test. So those are my suggestions. I hope you do well. If your university or college offers a class on how to, a prep class on taking this test, I would highly recommend taking it, even though it does cost extra money, because that usually prepares you better and it makes it so that you get a little bit of a higher score. Some of them claim that you get as high as 20% higher. So best of luck to everybody, and we'll be chatting with you later. Bye.